All right, admit it. We all have one part of the business that we just do not like doing. For you, it could be listing or taking photos. We know it's not thrifting, but I'd be keen to hear about what you don't like in the comments below. For me, there's one part of my business that I've really let get away from me over the last 8 weeks. And today I'm going to spend some time with you fixing it. The area I'm talking about is my inventory. So if you, like me, are reselling in a small space, you know that organization is really everything to maximizing, what you have available to you. But this is one job that I just cannot motivate myself to do regularly enough. So the problem is we've got these 2 tubs here, which is all new stock that is not skewed, that needs to be entered, as are these 5 trays down here. We have all of these shoes here and here that I have not put away. Tubs down the bottom are for shoes, so it's, super easy. I just need to do it. On top of that, it looks like I'm out of space. This just needs a good shuffle. We got half full tubs of stuff. Can maybe pull another 2 or 3 boxes out of here to make more space for all this new stuff that needs to be entered. So let's have a look at what's actually causing the problem. There's one key part of my workflow that I actually think leads to the problem that I have with my inventory management, and that is the way I have been labeling my parcels, like to be able to pick them when I get an order. So as someone who values sustainability in their business, I try really, really hard not to introduce single use kind of things into my business. So when I first made the switch to this inventory system, probably close to 12 months ago, maybe a little over 12 months ago now, I decided that I'd use what I had on hand when it came to labeling my inventory, and that was painter's tape. And you can see on this roll, I manually have recorded over 1,000 numbers now for inventory items. This is the part that is tedious and that makes me just not want to tackle this problem at all. So that being said, I am biting the bullet and I am introducing labels into my business, pre-numbered labels that I whack on, good to go when I'm kind of putting my stuff away, and then enter into my inventory system. So I'm hoping this tiny little change is going to make this workflow seamless, and it's going to keep me kind of not accountable, but motivated to put the stuff away like when it's bagged, which is when I do my photos, which is a whole, probably 3-4 weeks ago for this stuff that's been sitting there. So that's what I'm going to tackle today. I've been doing some reflecting on why this was never an issue for me previously, and you might, if you've been watching my channel for a while, remember that I used to have tubs as my inventory system, and each tub just had one letter, so tub A, for example, and that would go in my inventory spreadsheet. And I think from the change from having just like one reference per tub to individual references per item in my inventory, and then obviously the manual labeling, is where this problem has been introduced. So we're going to tackle that. We're going to get stuck in and we're going to clean this up. First place, I need to start what's going to be easiest here. I think the first thing that's going to make this easy is to get these shoes out of the way and to visually have a bit of a look at the space that's available to me. So by starting with shoes, what I've done, I've filtered my inventory spreadsheet to identify shoes that are not currently assigned a position in my inventory. I'm going to grab a tub and bring that over and then just start entering shoes, move on to the next one. So I don't want to be going, back and forth too much. Bring a tub over, do it all in the inventory at the same time, get the shoes put away. So okay, so in doing that, I've cleared this shelf here and obviously have a gap for another little tub up here, all neatly put away, and they actually all fit just in these 2 tubs in the middle here. You know, how long ago could I have done that? But also in doing that, I've also identified I've got a sold pair of shoes still sitting in my spreadsheet that I haven't tracked as a sale. So we got to fix that up too. Next up, we're going to get this jacket out of the way. This is photographed, but because it's a bit bulky, some of these items I actually stash in a wardrobe in a spare room of my house. So let's go put this one away. On the list is to shuffle the existing stock so that I can pull out some extra trays and make space for a bit more of this new inventory that has to go in. So the way I do that, my inventory is set up so that all the top row is my oldest stock, second oldest, so on, so on. So I just go through and I kind of top up the trays with, so this one I would pull out these 2 trays, transfer some stuff over, put more back. Because they're sequential, it makes it really quick and easy when it comes to shipping, just to grab those items. So we're going to go through, shuffle all of this, and hopefully free up some more trays and get some space back for this bulk lot of new inventory. Now that that's done, I've been able to reclaim 3 empty trays plus sort of, 3/4 most of a fourth. It's looking much better. So these ones I shuffled, but they are not numbered yet. So they all need to be skewed, and then all of this stuff. So that's the job I'm going to tackle next. I'm thinking it's going to be easiest to just get all of this in these, there's 2 tubs down here, you can't see the second one, in these 2 tubs. I think it's going to be easiest to get them into trays first, so all of that stuff into trays, and then what I have are just these stickers. Obviously they are sequential, they start from 1,000 because I've already had over 1,000 items in this inventory. So once everything's in trays, I'm thinking it's easiest to just go through, assign all of them a number sequentially again, and then enter that in my spreadsheet so that when I make sales, I can locate those items. So let's start off, let's get this into trays. Okay, 4 trays full. I've still got about half a ton, roughly, of stock that needs to go into trays. So my shelving, I do have space for 4 more trays. I've got boxes that I'll use to make those up. I'm going to do that now so that I can just get this task done today. The good thing was I've already sold a few bits this weekend from the stock that hasn't been entered in inventory, so I've been able to pull those out while I've been at it. So that's 3 less sales for me to have to locate and pull from stock later. But yeah, I'm going to make up those boxes and then get back into this. New boxes are made up, so now I just need to get the last of that stock into them, and then what I'm going to do is one at a time. I'm going to grab a tray, assign the labels and enter them in my inventory spreadsheet, and then that should be the end of it. We should solve this problem, right? So yeah, I'm going to dive in, get that done, and then little bit of a flow state. I sort of, it's like a mini batch of the tasks. So do all the numbers, do all the inventory, put it away. Do all the numbers, do all the inventory, put it away. It just gets you into that nice little state where you're not chopping and changing between tasks, no matter how minor. So that said, let's get stickering. For a bit of context, so I'm up to 1,081. So numbers started at 1,001 for these labels. So that gives you a bit of an idea of what I've been dealing with when it comes to actually locating stock when it sells. It might not seem that bad when you look at, you know, the opening shots of this video, but for me, I find most of my sales come from stock that I've purchased recently. Typically within the last 3 months. That's the stuff that's moving really fast and that I just need to be able to locate. But it's also the stuff that's been piling up. So every time I've made a sale on one of those items, I'm having to dig through 80 to 100 items to find one. And it's just really inefficient. You know, I probably only make, I don't know, between 2 to 4 or 5 sales a day. So I am, you know, very, very small time, but I'm also very part-time and I like things to be quick and efficient, easy. And this just hasn't been. So the goal is, normally what I do when I take my photos, as soon as I take that item off the mannequin, I pop it in one of these bags. That's the point where it's going to get labeled with this number. It's going to go from mannequin into bag with number. And then I'll trial how much it slows me down to enter them into my inventory straight away, because I do pop them in the trays straight away as well. They'll be sequential, that'll be easy to manage. I just have a feeling trying to do photos and inventory, like actual data entry at the same time, might slow me down a little. So the alternate method would be bag them, you know, get them in the trays, and then after I've done all my photos, before I wrap up for the day, entering everything at that point. So it's just one job that I'm doing at that point, is the data entry. So yeah, if you've trialed this before, if you've kind of played with it and you've got some tips, please send them my way, because like I said, this is not a recent, but like a new inventory system for me. What I had before was a lot simpler, and like I said, I like my workflow to be efficient. I need to trial and error, I think, to figure this one out. So now that they've all got their number, what I'm going to do is locate those items in my spreadsheet and pop those numbers in, so that next time I make a sale from one of these, I can just shuffle through the tray that I know that it's in because they're sequential, pull out the number, pop her in the post, and there we go. So let's go. We've got from 1,079. Find each of these. The hard part of this as well has been, most things I can tell what they are because they're like a pattern or a colour or a style. Black stuff is all just black once it's in the bag. It's not the easiest to figure out what all of the black items are. So I have had to open a couple, which again is very inefficient, to be able to, you know, pop the SKU number in. Okay. The other thing, if you're using these type of bags, get the air out of them. You'll fit more in a tray. I can usually fit about 10 to 12 in a tray, depending on how big the items are. What have we got? Navy blue is another hassle. What are you? Oh, I know what you are. You're a dress that I bought recently. This one actually just went live on eBay today. It's a beautiful Karen Millen like knit tank top. Quite lovely. Another black item. I don't know what that is. It's linen. Country bird. You can probably get a sense of what I mean around the data entry being the slowest point. You can see I'm having to go and like filter to find stuff to then update the number. So yeah, this is the part that I don't think will work if I'm entering data at the same time as trying to just rip through photos on a Friday. So it'll need a bit of trial and error. This one is Cluster Soleil. I've never heard of that brand before. I picked that because the comps looked good. We got some Mayoki. Oh, we're nearly there, guys. 2 items to go. Last. We got to 1,088 items. No wonder it's kind of wanting to, manually label them anymore. It's just been tedious. So that is it. That is me done. These are all numbered. They are all entered in my spreadsheet, and I'm going to turn you around and we can have a look at the difference. Okay, here is the after. So much tidier, and like I don't know if you're like me, but the mental relief, like the stress relief that having an organized workspace makes, it's just massive. So we've shuffled all of this stock, so there's no more gaps in here now. Hopefully we sell some stock and recreate some gaps, but I think so from here, all of this, all of these, this is the stock that we've entered today, and 3 empty trays for all of the new stock that I sourced on Friday. You can see where this was becoming a problem, right? Little reminder, this was the before on the labels, very manual, very time consuming, very tedious. And this is the after. No more handwriting on painter's tape. Nice and seamless. So there you have it. That was a mammoth effort in actual time that has taken me just under 2 hours to tackle that whole thing, which it's not too bad considering this is something that I've put off for 8 weeks. So for 2 hours of just getting stuck in and doing it, hey, it's sorted. I am very hopeful that this will have fixed my inventory workflow. I think the change to take out the effort of manually writing those labels will be a big one. It's just not going to bottleneck. But I guess the other part of this is like my mindset around it. I just have to hold myself accountable and get it done so that it doesn't become another big job in the future. Tell me if you found this helpful, if you've got this type of inventory system, whether there's anything that you do differently. Like I said, really keen to hear some tips that might improve this workflow. But stay tuned. Hopefully for now it's sorted and I won't be back in 6 months making another video cleaning up my inventory.